brain development occurs during the first 4 years of life. Young children need a variety of experiences for their brains to develop.
I love you, buddy.
I love you, Papa.
Come and give your auntie a hug.
Are you helping your mom shop?
Yes, I'm fine. Great.
Ready for your bedtime story?
Yes, Daddy.
Now you try it.
Really?
What you do makes a difference. Call to find out how.
Welcome back to FYI for your information. Our last guest was Mr. Jeff Sullivan, who is the coordinator for the Raleigh Summer Youth Employment Program. One of the things we did not forget to mention, but I'd like to recap, is the Raleigh Summer Youth Program is funded by the City of Raleigh. It is also the brainchild of Mrs. Gloria Payne, but the money comes from our city manager and the council, the City Council of Raleigh, Mr. Dipsy Benton, and the city fathers, we like to call them. They each year have found that this program is a viable tool for the city of Raleigh youth. So each year, Mr. Benton and the City Council each year has upped the amount of money that they feel would best represent the city for our youth and what the program needs to accomplish and has accomplished. So on the behalf of the Raleigh Summer Youth Employment Program, I myself, the host of FYI, and Mr. Sullivan and Ms. Payne, would like to thank the council and Mr. Benton. And a product of our youth program here is sitting here on the set with me now. First of all is Mr. William Palmer, Jr. Bill, how you doing? And we have his parents, Mrs. Barbara Palmer and Mr. William Palmer, Sr. Thank you for being our guest on FYI. Bill, to you first. How do you like working in the Raleigh Summer Youth Program?
Oh, it's great. It gives you good work experience, and it gives you, like, good experience to work with your co-workers and get along with everybody at your job.
Not to mention the money.
Yeah.
But the money's secondary, right?
Yeah.
Where do you, what site do you work at?
Millbrook Exchange.
And you are a
Junior counselor.
junior counselor. Now, as a junior counselor, Bill works with what I like to call the little people. Your children that you have out here on the playground each summer, each year. Bill, what are some of the things that you do?
Well, you just, like, you play games with the kids, watch them, make sure they're doing okay, things like that.
I see. Do you ever have to participate with the children, get in there with the games, and sometimes they may think that you are one of the participants instead of the junior counselor, so you have to kind of separate yourself, huh?
Yes, I'll be their friend and everything, but I let them know that they have to, like, listen to everything.
That's great. That's great. Mrs. Palmer, how did you find out about the summer youth program that you wanted to get Bill into this?
I went to the youth program and I got some literature, and I read the literature, and then I talked to some friends about the program who had already been, son who had already been in the program, and they were very pleased. So I thought it was a good opportunity, so we looked into it.
I see. Well, you thought it was a good opportunity, and so far has your perspective of our summer youth program gone up, down, or it's just kind of leveled off?
It's been a good experience for Bill, I think. He seems to be more, has a lot of self-discipline. He's getting up in the mornings, and he seems to be eager to get to work. He's more independent, and he's more self-confident.
That's great. Mr. Palmer, as the dad, and I know how we dads are and how they look at us. Every time something would happen, you know, if you were like, you go and we were playing ball, you know, there the TV camera, hi mom. We never would say how dad, how's dad. It's always hi mom. How do you view the program and what it has done for your son, Bill Jr.?
I think it's a very nice program. I've noticed that he has developed quite a bit in his self-esteem and his ability to relate to other people his age and even older or younger. I think the program provides him with good training for future employment. And I think most of all, he likes what he's doing. And I noticed a few days he's even stayed a little bit later than he was supposed to stay at work because he kind of likes what he's doing. And I know we like to thank everyone for giving him an opportunity, and we appreciate the opportunity you've given him. We really do.
He's really enjoyed the program.
That's great. Now, as parents, and we like to, and we encourage, and Mrs. Payne encourages parents to be a part of the program, to come to the workshops, to come to the conferences that we hold. Do you find that the particular workshops that we have set up are beneficial to Bill and to the other participants that you've seen?
Well, I tell you, we have been to 2 of the orientation sessions, and they have been excellent. We really saw the involvement of the Wake County Bar Association, very active involvement with their lawyer lunch program, which is an excellent program for the youth. We've noticed also that the staff members you have here seem to be very well trained and committed, which is so important for youth. And I know personally, I worked in the youth corps program when I was his age, so this is like a second generational thing for me to watch my son go through it. And believe me, it's a very vital thing. Your weekly programs are very nice. Bill comes home with the literature, and we discuss sometimes what he's done in the programs. And one time I think he volunteered to do a demonstration, which he really felt honored to do, and they're good. They're very helpful, very instructive, and we really like to salute you all on those programs.
Okay. Now, Bill, I'm getting a little old here, you know, as I grow older. So, have you ever thought about me grooming you to come on and be host of FYI, and then you could give some real good stuff about the program, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as you work each Friday, each Thursday, the counselor comes by, your counselor comes by, picks up your timesheet, and you sign it and everything, and then on Friday, you meet with Mr. Sullivan and myself and the other counselors, Ms. Payne. What is the most enjoyable part, now would you tell me the truth now, the most enjoyable part of that 1 hour that we do for the workshop?
Like listening to the issues that help teenagers, like how to fill out an application, things like that.
Now Bill just told us something that, and I believe it's really the most important part for him. But there are most of them, most of your counterparts. What do you think the most important part is for them?
Paycheck.
The paycheck. I see. Okay. What about the amount of the paycheck? Are you satisfied with that?
Yes, very much so. I volunteer sometimes, so I don't really do it like for the money all the time.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I'm sure Miss Payne is going to enjoy that. She might even give you a raise if you talk to her nice enough. Mrs. Palmer, as Bill gets his paycheck on Friday, and he comes home with it, I know from listening to you and your husband and talking to you, it's not one of these things is I'm getting the cash and I'm heading to Crabtree or North Hills. Have you ever set up a kind of a program for him to save his money and to dole it out a certain way, or does he just take it all and say, here it is, you do what you want?
He sits down and he thinks about, he talks to us about how he should spend his money. He's put some aside for school clothing and some in savings and some just to spend and to have fun with. Okay. Now, as mom, and as I said before, mom is always the chauffeur and the go for, Mom, I need you to go for this, Mom, I need you to go for that. And you and Mom. So you're the, what we used to say in the gangster world, you're the wheel person. You drive the car all the time. Now, Bill, did you ever cross Mom's palm with a couple, $2 or $3 here for a little gas money?
Yeah, sometimes.
You do? Okay. All right. All right. As you do this and you meet some of the other kids in the program, do you get the feeling that as a whole that most of them feel the same way as your son would feel about the program?
Yes, I do. I've observed the other students. In fact, once I came down to the Friday workshop and I observed the children as they were coming out, and everyone was very happy and talking about their paychecks.
Yes, that seems as though that paycheck is the fascination for everybody, and I have about 50 of them, so as I walk around and make sure they're not falling asleep during the sessions, I hold it in my hand and I have all the attention in the world. They never seem to take their eyes off of me in case I might get lost with that handful of paychecks. So it is, to some of them, a very important part.
Yeah.
Mr. Palmer, as Bill grows older and he takes other jobs, what do you see that this will do for him?
Well, I think that what this program has done for him is that it has demonstrated to him the importance of the results of hard work. He definitely takes pride in what he's doing, which is a very good trait to have in future employment. He takes pride in what his employment site is doing, which is another thing, which translates into being proud of the company or employer you have later on in the future. Those are two major things I've noticed about him, and it's taught him about the actual real-life world of work and money and budget. And these are things that the program has definitely done for him, and we are very, very happy that he had the opportunity.
Now, as he grows older, and do you foresee him staying in the program? Would you like, both of you would like for him to stay in the program, and as he grows older, he will move from being a junior counselor to some of the other positions that we have in the program. And as Mr. Sullivan said, we hope the program will expand, and we hope that Mr. Benton, the city manager, and the city council, our council fathers, will expand the scope and the money for them. Would you like to see him stay and move on to some of the other jobs?
I would really like him to do that, because I personally did that as an enrollee and as a director later on, and I think that that would help him tremendously if he got the opportunity.
All right, that's good. Bill, would you like for this to be something that you would like to do?
Yeah.
Okay. What job would you like to have as we go through this?
Probably like an older counselor position.
Okay. Well, we'll see can we do that. Our guests have been Mr. and Mrs. William Palmer and William Palmer, Jr. Thank you for being our guest on FYI. You have noticed that throughout the program today, we've featured young African-American males. However, we have young African-American females working through the Raleigh Summer Youth Program in various agencies. So we end today's show with a feature featuring 3 of our female youth participants who have spent the summer working on various projects right here at CTV, including FYI. Remember to watch FYI every Wednesday at 8 p.m., every Friday morning at 10, and Saturday afternoons at 2 p.m. Thank you for being our guest. Stay tuned.